Maheshwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology at Dr. S.N.S. Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. Now I am going to explain about requirement engineering in software engineering. The requirement engineering is one of the very important discipline during software development, since it can be a discipline that involves establishing and documenting the requirements. For each and every process, we have a different number of hardware and different number of software requirements and human power requirements. These can be varied, depends on the project size and time. These requirements can be identified and documented. The various activities which are associated with requirement engineering are requirement allocation, requirement specification, requirement analysis, verification, validation, and management. In this requirement engineering, we have different types of process: feasibility study, requirement allocation, requirement specification, verification, and requirement management. The first one is feasibility study. Feasibility study means we have to study what is the possible and what is the expected requirements which is needed for the project development. Several types of requirements are commonly specified in this step, which includes functional requirements and non-functional requirements. Functional means that describes that what software system should do. They specify the functionality that the system must provide, such as input validation, data storage, and user interface. It totally describe about the functionality of individual module or overall project. Non-functional requirements. This describes how well the software system should do it. Then they specify the quality of attributes of the system, such as performance, reliability, usability, and security. So non-functional requirements, which specifies the actual performance of the performance and reliability, what types of reliability and what is the usability of an application. This is called as non-functional requirements. Constraints. This describes any limitations or restrictions that must be considered when developing the software system. We have a number of limitations over the software development. This can be treated as a constraints. Acceptance criteria. This describes the conditions that must be met for the software system to be considered complete and ready for the release. We have to define the criteria which should be followed in order to make a software, and also it meets the actual needs of the particular environment or particular field. In this requirement engineering model, we have a requirement allocation stage. In this stage, we have collected a lot of requirements. Under this requirement, we need to make an analysis over that requirements, collected requirements. Once it is allocated, we have to apply those requirements during by using various requirement design techniques. These design techniques can help to create an actual applications which actually looks like an real world applications. So this is called as requirement allocation. Under that another step is requirement specification. In this specification, we have to define the entire requirement in details. That is, we have to define the hardware, software, database, and manpower. What is the additional infrastructures we needed to develop a project. These are all the requirement specification. After that, once the requirement can be analyzed, and then we have to make a design. Once the design can be successful, we have to start the journey of project development. The requirement during the requirement verification and validation, we have to test whether the collected requirements are enough to complete the task or not. If it is successfully meet out the needs, so we can apply those requirements by making a project development stage. In this next one is requirement management. This is an overall task which helps to maintain requirement regarding status. That is, what is the types of requirements and when it is needed, how it should be collected, and how it should be applied, like that. These informations can be managed inside the requirement engineering process. since the requirement engineering which helps to successfully complete the project development without any errors.